Asia is surely a land of mysterious things and shocking creatures. Collecting from every corner of this continent, here is a list of unbelievable things found in Asia. Number 1. Sessoseki, the Killing Stone. High up in the volcanic mountains of Japan lies the Sessoseki that allows no one to approach it and ends any who come in contact with it. Locals believed that the stone is a transformed corpse of a beautiful woman, which was actually a nine-tailed fox, working for evil, plotting to defeat Emperor Toba for his throne. But before it succeeded in its nefarious intentions, the fox was attacked by a warrior and its body was turned into Sessoseki. Later, a priest stopped to rest near the stone and was threatened by the spirit. The priest performed exorcism rituals, and the spirit swore never to haunt the stone again. However, a panic was created after this killing stone split up, as many people believed it was a bad omen. Number 2. Leaf insects. Imagine you're about to eat salad, and all your lettuce either flies or crawls away. This is when a leaf is not a leaf, but rather a walking leaf insect. You are what you eat definitely applies here. They blend with their food, which is also their shelter to hide from predators. But how hard is it to be a leaf? Well, you just stay still. Really still. Having intricate veins and brown, crinkly spots on the edges make these insects harder to distinguish in the leaves. The spellbinding movement varies from insect to insect, and as some of them sway like a leaf of a tree in the breeze, while some roll back and forth to mimic a real leaf being blown by the wind. The mimicry is masterful. Number 3. 2,000-year-old sword. Unearthing ancient artifacts and surprising the whole world by unwrapping the truth behind them is the beloved job of archaeologists. Yet this time, they themselves were shocked when they found a 2,000-year-old sword that had been buried inside a wooden coffin next to its owner and was removed from its scabbard for the first time. It was still shiny and pointed. The 47-centimeter-long sword is believed to be from China's Warring States period, when the Zhou dynasty region was divided between 8 states, which often saw fierce fighting. This mind-blowing discovery raised many questions for the modern blacksmiths, as the sword was still glittering and rust-free. Researchers hint that the use of bronze could be the cause of its survival, as bronze does not rust due to its minimal iron content. Number 4. Yeti hand and scalp. The researchers were shocked to find this in the Himalayas. A Yeti hand and scalp. The Yeti, a snow monster who was perceived as a threat to the people of the region. Researchers claimed that these skeletal organs belonged to a human who was dead and buried deep down in the Himalayas. Yet monks believe that thousands of years back, one of their brothers walked into the caves of the Himalayas where he met a Yeti. After a few decades, when the monk returned to meet the Yeti, it was found dead, so he could only get his hand and a scalp. From that time, the Yeti hand and scalp are preserved and treated as ritual objects that are connected to the luck and safety of the monastery. Number 5. The humanoid creature. A strange creature was reportedly found floating near a shore in Japan. Locals were baffled and were hesitant to approach it. A man wandered over and picked it up to record some footage of it. Bizarrely, the creature, which appeared to roughly resemble a massive flat baby, started moving its limbs and head. Netizens got excited and flooded the internet with their immense response. Some of them called the creature a human hybrid, and others claimed it to be a puppet. However, British zoologists stated that it could be possibly a mass of sponges, modified in shape so as to look vaguely humanoid, or a mutated starfish. Number 6. Karakuri puppets. In Japan, these specially designed karakuri puppets, or automata, evoked a sense of awe through the concealment of their inner workings. Although the Karakuri puppet resembles the human figure, it has a form of decisive movement. Its features rapidly shift that cannot be captured by the naked eye. It is typically powered by a wound spring made of whalebone, and the actions are controlled by a set of cams and levers used in clockmaking. Karakuri gained widespread popularity through their use as parts of floats during street festivals. From performing theaters and traditional dances to serving tea, the gestures and movements of the Karakuri have evoked feelings and emotions more effectively. Number 7. Dragon chickens. Is this a hybrid animal from fiction movies, or a horribly deformed chicken? Why is this chicken look so weird? This large-footed creature is called dragon chicken or Dong Tao chicken, which is valued as a delicacy in Vietnam and was once served to royal families and mandarins. This chicken has an imposing figure and stout legs covered with reddish bulbous scales. The large hens often break the eggs with their bulky legs, which makes hatching difficult, so their eggs are usually kept in an incubator. It takes 8 months to 1 year until the chickens are ready for slaughter at 5 to 6 kilograms of weight. This rare breed is now prized by chicken breeders, and its meat is served in expensive restaurants that cater to the wealthy. Number 8. Asian Sphinx. Let me take you to the deep secrets of statues of Giza. Well, wait a minute. Aren't we discovering Asia? Generally, when we ever talk about ancient sites and statues, the only place that comes to our mind is Egypt. Situated near the Makran Coastal Highway, this Asian Sphinx has shocked the whole world after its discovery in Pakistan. Although this structure has a stark resemblance to the man-made Sphinx of Giza, unlike that Sphinx, this statue is purely a natural rocky landmark carved by winds of the Arabian Sea and rain. The myth of this Sphinx suggests that this statue of a half-man and half-lion emerged to protect the nearby temples. These naturally carved landmarks have become popular sites for tourists. However, no archaeological survey has been made so far to search more about their formation. Number 9. The Untouched Island. Located in the Bay of Bengal is the Untouched Island, North Sentinel Island. Covered with thick forests, this island is still unexplored. In fact, getting near the island is strictly prohibited. The population of this island was estimated between 50 and 400 people, in voluntary isolation, defending their hospice by force. The inhabitants of this island are the reason you are not allowed to visit. It is not to protect them from you, actually. It's to protect you from them. In 2006, a couple of fishermen washed up on the island and were exterminated by the locals. Over the years, there have been attempts to connect with the Sentinelese. However, they violently reject the offer. So the government has decided to leave these barbarians alone, as we have no idea what they imagine about the outside world. Number 10. The Oldest Monk. Have you ever seen a living mummy? I am sure not. But let me take you to the deep valleys of Thailand, where an old monk has fascinated the whole world through his skinny body, hollow eyes, and sunken cheeks. Seeing his mummified look, people assumed that this monk was practicing Sokushinbutsu, a term that refers to self-mummification. In fact, some believe the monk might be 399 years old. But is it so? Later on, it was made clear that this monk was not practicing Sokushinbutsu, and his exact age was declared to be 109 years. Soon after the footage of this monk went viral, people from all over the world started visiting him, as he was the only monk who had lived for such a long period. Number 11. The Valley of Dolls. There is something really thrilling about a place with a dark and mysterious past. Nagoro, a valley in Japan, is populated by 350 life-sized creepy dolls. It might make you question reality. Most of its inhabitants either left the village in search of employment or died. 11 years ago, Tsukimi Ayano returned to her homeland filled with loneliness and came up with the idea to populate the village with dolls. Every doll is located in a place where it represents the former resident. The local school is now filled with bizarre dolls patiently waiting for class to begin. So, strolling along the village, you will find quite strange creatures, either working in the field, fishing in the river, or simply sitting along the road and staring at you. Number 12. Ishima Ohashi Bridge. If you're thinking about a roller coaster that could take you in safely on your vehicle, then this 144-foot tall bridge might be your destination. Though it doesn't have any spins or loops. It is basically a highway to outer space, a shortcut to vomiting from nausea, and it rises so sharply that it gives the bravest drivers fear, sending them straight into the sky and suddenly dropping off. It's been nicknamed the Roller Coaster Bridge because of its super steep slope and appearance of being a bridge to the sky that allows ships to pass underneath it with ease. This largest rigid frame bridge and mega 2-lane concrete structure in Japan has been referred to as the craziest and scariest bridge, and has now become one of the most famous tourist attractions in the country. Number 13. The Rat Temple. Rats can infect humans directly with diseases and have always been a threat to cultivation. But there is an unusual palace in India where these life-threatening creatures are considered holy brutes and are treated with love, respect, and care. The history of this temple started with Karti Mata, whose son drowned in a pond. She implored the gods to revive him. First, God refused, and then eventually relented, permitting all of her male children to be reincarnated as rats. Since that time, this temple has been specified for the rats, and them eating their leftovers is considered to be a high honor. Even an accidental stepping on the holy rat is considered a bad omen, and you have to replace it with a rat made up of solid gold or silver. Number 14. Deep Sea Statue. All the giant sculptures of the world have major significance due to their mysterious history and incredible heights. This beautiful sculpture of Mary deep down in the sea will give you some spiritual sentiments. Initially, it was claimed that no one knew how the statue ended up there, but later on, it was revealed that the statue was placed there 9 years ago to stop dynamite fishing, which was not only destroying precious marine life, but also poisoning the oceans. Installing such a massive statue underwater was the most splendid job ever done by the Sea Knights. They also claimed that the growth of coral underwater had been healthy ever since the statue was placed. Number 15. Hanging Coffins. Imagine yourself being dead and hung on the wall instead of being buried under the ground. You would definitely scream your head off. You know, if you weren't dead to begin with. Tucked away in the mountains of the northern Philippines, the steep valley is home to thousands of coffins, which instead of being placed into the ground, are hung either inside the caves or on the face of cliffs. It is believed that vertical burial brings the dead closer to their ancestral spirits in heaven and makes them one with nature. The locals have been practicing such ritual burials for over 2,000 years, and some of the coffins are well over a century old. The elders carved their own coffins, and after their death, the body is placed inside in the fetal position as a symbolic return to where they came from. Number 16. Chalkhandi Tombs. Spanning over an area of roughly 2 square kilometers, welcome to the Chalkhandi Tombs in Pakistan, which were constructed either as a single grave or as groups of up to 8 graves on a common platform. Some of the elaborate graves in the cemetery are made from buff-colored sandstones with carved geometrical designs and motifs, revealing an expert level of craftsmanship. This type of graveyard is remarkable because of its north-south orientation. Built between the 15th and 18th centuries, they are remarkably well-preserved necropolis that often attracts curious tourists and archaeologists. Besides the elaborate decorations, the tombs are renowned for being one of the most haunted sites, as the locals have experienced some paranormal activities in the region, so visitors are often asked to not visit the graveyard, particularly at night. Number 17. Whistling Village. Too-wee-too. Oh, I'm not whistling. It's the person from Meghalaya, a unique village in India, where the residents use melodious tunes to communicate with each other. When a child is born, the mother sings a unique tune in the ear of her newborn, and it becomes his name. They call each other with these unique tunes and are assigned both a regular name and a tune. Once you visit the village, you may hear whistles and hoots echoing around. This unique style helped them to communicate over long distances for generations. The origin of the unique tradition is not yet known, but it is believed that the traditional custom has been in the village since its establishment. This eerie creature suspended on the tree in Asia has confused everybody who sees it, as no one understands what it actually is. Is it a skeleton of a koala or a massive dead bat that has been burnt brutally during a wildfire? People claimed that it might be a Japanese oni, known for their fierce and evil nature. Others say it was a hoax, although this image does look really genuine to us. What do you guys think about this bizarre creature? Number 18. Whale's Skeleton. An almost perfectly preserved whale skeleton, thought to be between 3,000 and 5,000 years old, has been discovered in Thailand. The researchers have excavated 80% of the remains and have so far identified 19 complete vertebrae, 5 ribs, a shoulder blade, and fins, with a skull that is 3 meters long. The 39-foot-long skeleton is thought to be that of Bride's whale, and the partially fossilized bones are, quote, a rare find. Experts hope the find might provide a window into the past, especially for research on sea levels and biodiversity. Number 19. The Robot Hotel. How would you react if you visit a hotel and find no person to welcome you? Strange. Well, you will definitely have a memorable stay at the Henna Hotel in Japan. Certified by Guinness World Records, staffed by multilingual robots, this hotel offers a comfortable stay by incorporating various latest technologies from the entrance to the reception and carrying luggage to the rooms. You will find robots everywhere. In fact, the laundry and cooking are done by automats. These incredibly lifelike robots might even trick you into thinking they are human with their realistic motions and appearance. Face-detecting rooms instead of keys seem pretty futuristic, but from a social perspective, I don't think this is the best idea to replace humans with robots, putting the employment opportunities at risk. Number 20. The Hairpin Highway. Are you ready for a thrilling drive? This highway in China is not for faint-hearted people or anyone prone to motion sickness. The 47-mile stretch of road snakes back and forth over a mountainous incline and reaches a height of 13,450 feet above sea level. This jaw-dropping highway has over 600 hairpin turns because the engineers clearly believe in the saying, "One good turn deserves another." The original purpose of this highway was to provide passage through the Kunlun Mountains for local farmers and herdsmen. Hundreds of people have described their journey trip as a challenge full of excitement and, quote, very beautiful, while calling the road a driving enthusiast's dream. Authorities warned drivers to be careful during rain and snow, as mudslides are possible. Thank you very much for watching this video. Do like and share it with your friends. Subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon to not miss any of the upcoming amazing videos. Thank you once again